Welcome to sublesson 7.3, where we'll rotate and condense log files. Let's jump right into an example. Here we are on the CentOS command line. I want to examine how we rotate log files. So we've seen how rsyslog creates log files, but if the log files just grew indefinitely, especially on a busy system, they would fill up the disk, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Fortunately, Linux has a built-in method called logrotate to handle that for us. We can check out the /etc/logrotate.conf file. This is where the general configuration for logrotate. This will set up log file-wide global defaults that can be overridden on a per log file basis. So let's look at how it's configured. This is saying rotate log files weekly. So once a week, as we saw with varlog messages, it's going to rotate files. This is saying keep 4 full weeks worth, and after 4 weeks has gone by, then drop the log file. This is saying once you rotate a file, create a new empty file. This is saying use the date suffix, so when the log file is rotated, use the date as the rotation indicator. This compressed line is commented out, but if it weren't commented out, then the log files would be compressed, which can be very useful. If it's a really large log file taking up space on the disk, compression can save a lot of space. On the other hand, it consumes CPU cycles, and if it's a really big file in the many gigabytes range, that can take some significant system resources. This line is saying to include the etc logrotate.d directory. This is where you can configure log file specific configuration settings. So let's go take a look at that directory. We have a few different files in here. Let's take a look at syslog. I'm just going to cat it out to the screen. We covered most of these files when we talked about /var/log earlier. This configuration is saying all 5 of these log files share exactly the same configuration. Logrotate is going to do the same thing to all of them, and once the rotation is finished, that's what this post-rotate line means, it's going to kill and reload itself. Remember when we talked about signals, kill-hup does a reload. So here this fancy bash line is saying rsyslog is going to reload itself and reload the files that it was watching, that it was sending log messages to. This is necessary so that when a log file gets rotated, rsyslog still has the right file handle so that it's writing to the correct file in place. We could also look at the httpd logs. This one's a little different. So this is saying anything under varlog httpd, it's okay if it's missing, it shouldn't be empty. It just does some very specific things to the Apache log files. Notice that rather than reloading syslog, it's reloading Apache itself. That's what this service httpd reload is doing. That's because rsyslog isn't handling the log messages for Apache. Apache is writing to itself. Logrotate isn't tied to syslog. It's an independent application that can be used for any application that needs log files rotated. There's also the need occasionally to reduce log files. Just due to the sheer volume you'll get on a very busy system, there's a lot of redundancy. You need to be able to sort the signal from the noise. One tool to help you do that is known as the simple event correlator. It's an event processing tool, so it helps you look for a specific pattern in log messages for security or for monitoring, and then take some action based on it. So the idea is it reads lines as a stream of input. It might read through the varlog messages file one line at a time, looking for a specific regular expression or pattern. Once it finds the pattern that it's been configured to look for, it should take some action. It could send you a message, for instance, when it sees 100 consecutive login attempts from China. Or it could say, run a script to automatically ban that IP address that was trying to log into your system so that it can't log in. So it can be a handy tool. It's definitely powerful. It's fairly complex to configure, but you can find it online if you Google simple event correlator.